Thank you, Chair. We're facing a climate emergency. So last month, leading world scientists issued their starkest warnings yet about the impacts of our lack of action to stem global warming. Even though in 2015 all world leaders agreed that we would try to keep the world to a 2-degree temperature and aim for 1.5, the IPCC report said that we're actually now at 1 degree and we're feeling the effects, not in far-off developing countries, here and now in the UK. On Monday, this Monday, on the 10th anniversary of our Climate Change Act, the Met Office issued their most detailed report on impacts of climate and projections here in the UK. We're already experiencing extreme climate-related weather events with record wet winters and with flooding. They estimate up to 17% more rainfall in the UK. They also estimate that by 2050, the summer heat wave that we had this summer will be the norm. We're going to be looking in the southeast of England at 3 to 4 degrees and even up to 5 degrees increases in summer temperatures, with huge impacts on agricultural production, on water availability and on health. And so in fact we should actually be talking about a climate and health emergency, which is what the Lancet report today said, when UK report doctors in that Lancet report on climate and health said that the failure to act on climate change threatens human lives and the viability of the national health systems on which they depend, and has the potential to overwhelm our health services. What they said was that the summer heat wave in Europe this year caused hundreds of premature deaths in the UK alone. And in July, MPs said the UK is woefully unprepared to deal with heat waves. So they said that acting on climate change has huge, enormous health benefits, and they've been largely undervalued to date. So we need ambition and climate leadership now. And that's why I'm asking full Council to support a zero carbon by 2050 target. Now that's more than our current national target of a reduction of 80% emissions by 2050. But the IPCC report said that actually we've only got 12 years for the systemic change necessary to keep us within 2 degrees. And last week the UN report said we need to treble the actions that we need to take. And in fact, on Monday, the Secretary of State for Environment, Michael Gove, asked the National Committee on Climate Change to explore a zero-carbon target. London has a 2050 zero-carbon target. Cambridge City has a carbon target by zero-carbon by 2050. Bristol City has declared a 2030 target. And Manchester, a zero-carbon by 2038 target. So we must join them. Everybody has to join them. How? What can we do to influence this? Well, South Cambs has the privilege to be at the front of a huge growth in key emitting sectors. So, construction has 30 to 40% of the emissions that the UK has. It generates 30 to 40% of those. The use of energy in homes generates 25% of our emissions. The large transport infrastructures that we've got coming through the district are huge emitters. The A14 Cambridge to Huntingdon scheme has predicted